taste of what I got. I'll have you spending all you got.
Come on.
Keep going till you hit the spot. Whoa.
You could have it your way. How do you want it? You gon' back that thing up or should I push up on it? Temperature rising, okay. Let's go to the next level. Dance floor jam-packed, hot as a tea kettle. I'll break it down for you, now baby it's simple. If you be an info, I'll be an info. In the hotel or in the back of the rental, on the beach or in the park, it's whatever you into. Got the magic stick, I'm the love doctor. Have your friends teasing you about how sprung I got you. Wanna show me how you work it, baby, no problem, get on top. Then get to bouncing around like a little rider. I'm seasoned vet when it comes to the shit. After you work up a sweat, you can't play with the stick. I'm trying to explain, baby, the best way I can. I melt in your mouth, girl, not in your hand.
Out to the candy shop.
Oh no, get out my way. Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy Blunt here. Welcome back to the show. Next bus, please. I was about to say two transit misfits. As you can see, I'm here riding solo. Pete took an FMLA. We're gonna have to double check on that, y'all. But I got a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. So, I kind of made it my point to come on today. So, we're just gonna jump right into it. First of all, you know what? I didn't even send out the link. Let me send out the link real quick so that if you feel like you want to join me, you can. Just give me a couple of seconds to do that. And I just thought about it right now. My bad. All right, get that done. And so one of the first things that I want to talk to you, I got a couple of things. I got at least 4 different things that I wanted to talk to you about. We couldn't go on last week, so those topics I'm going to save for when Pete's able to join us again. Not that one. Hold on a second. But the first one I want to talk to you about is something that we always talk about here on the channel. Sorry, I'm just trying to send the link out. I'm not ignoring you guys. Is the first topic I want to talk to you about, something that we always discuss here on a show, and that's operator safety. You know, it's been going on forever, but it's like the media doesn't really cover it the way it happens in real life. They happen to cover this one. What's good, man? They happen to cover this one, and that is that a couple of days ago we had an operator that was assaulted in Morrisina. According to the article, the guy came on the bus argumentative, and he ended up assaulting the bus driver. I believe he punched him in the face. And they're out looking for the guy. I don't know if they caught him yet or not. I just ran into the story and read a couple of lines and stuff. But yeah, this subject is just not new. You know what I mean? Like, we keep talking about the operator safety, the having a full enclosure on the bus, and they're just not listening, and this is the result. At what point, will the union, not bashing the union, but at what point will they hold these people accountable, and make sure that they serve once convicted? Of course, you have to be convicted. In this country, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. I don't know how real that is, but once convicted, have these people serve the full sentence so that they can have some kind of deterrent to not do this stuff. It's like, come on, when is that going to happen for us? Sorry, but we have to do something as the members, as the collective members. We have to raise our voice, especially now. It's election time. Everybody's campaigning and stuff like that, ask them questions. Ask the people who want to be elected, what are they going to do about this? How are they going to fix this? Are they going to get how can they get us? Can they get us the full enclosures that we need? You know, uh, that brings me to where is it? Mm, I have another shot that I put. No, I didn't put up. Well, there's a Facebook post. You know, I can actually go to Facebook. Yeah, let me do that because there's a Facebook post that I had put up. I meant to grab the picture real quick, but sometimes I forget to do things. But there's a Facebook post that I put up from Beijing, right, where the the buses in Beijing. Let me get to it real quick. That way I can show you guys. Nope, I'm coming. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I know it seems like I'm super unprepared. Beijing, where you at? It's not that far. Mm-hmm. Dead air. It's never good. There we go. All right. So let me share my screen with you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. I was about to say, where'd it go? There we go. Facebook. Yep. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen with y'all so you can see. Let me get out of this mode here. All right. Why is, oh, there we go. Where is it? You guys see that? I don't think you see that. I'm sharing the screen. So what's the problem? What the problem is? It's not sharing the screen. Why is it not sharing the screen? All right. Anyway, there's a I don't know why. Oh, why did it disappear? Share the screen. Yeah, see that? Yes, exactly. Whitaker. I don't think y'all see that. Why? Oh, they're not sharing the screen. But I got a couple of. Oh, there it is. Sorry. You see that? Ah, yeah, I can't see that. That is so small. Y'all can see that? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna bring you guys in a second. That's so small. I wish I would have made it bigger. I should have put up. But you see the enclosure there? That's I people are arguing me on Facebook about it, but that was that's a bus in Beijing. Now their enclosures look better than ours. They look a lot more solid. I don't know exactly how they are because I'm not in Beijing, but it just brought up the point how even these other countries can have better uh equipment than us. I'm gonna bring in Mr. Whitaker. Thanks for joining me, man. How you doing, man?
I'm all good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, man. What do you think about that?
About what? About the share screen?
The no,
Or,
the enclosures that they have in Beijing, how they look to be better than ours that we have here.
well, there's no real enclosures on our screen, and the MTA
Exactly.
has made it. The sliders, as they said in previous months, at the previous um, meetings, that saying that they were not going to give us move the new buses yet, which is going to have the full enclosure here for a few months, because the MTA turned around and said months ago, saying that there was an issue with the reliability, and that that we could deal with the current enclosures that we have. But
Oh, that
even our
okay.
even our own division chair said in a recent meeting that the Brooklyn enclosures, the Brooklyn sliders here in Brooklyn are absolutely atrocious. Well,
Right.
then why isn't somebody doing about it?
You have your TV on or something?
No, no, you actually hearing my daughter from the kitchen
Oh,
with my wife.
okay,
So,
okay, my bad. All
um,
right.
um,
Yeah,
but
they are atrocious. I agree with that.
they don't
I
work.
mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, we just had a assault, like I just said at the top. That in Morrisina, operator got punched in the face. So if we had those, how could that happen with those enclosures? Like, they just don't work. You know. So we need a
Now it
better
now it
system.
now it looks like Brooklyn will not receive buses till at least the end of next year or in going into 2027 with
Mm.
the new recent bus purchases that they
Oh.
just approved.
So let me ask you something. When they go out to do these, because I remember them saying that Kemp had went to some place to go and view the new buses that they were supposed to be purchasing. Is there really at any point in the process, do they really talk to operators or people who are actually using the equipment?
Well, I can't say what they do as far as their services here, but what they do when they do per buses here is the MTA lays out what they're looking for in the buses, and they do what they call a competitive process. But unfortunately, there's not enough bus manufacturers, which makes it very difficult to compete with one another in Brooklyn. And really, we only have New Flyers now. We don't really have Novas that many Novas that are in this being made anymore. So right now they only have one bus manufacturer when it comes to local buses. Um, so there's really no competition here.
Right.
So they just basically set the standard.
Yeah, but my whole thing is I feel like, and I don't know if they actually do this or not, but I feel like they should at some point before they purchase or when they're going to look at buses to purchase, they should have operator input, you know, just to have somebody who's actually using the equipment to have some kind of input into what the new buses should be, you know. But I don't know if that happens.
Not separate that. You may get it if they have a pilot when they purchase one or two buses here as a part of a pilot, or or four or five buses, which is what the new full enclosure is.
Hmm.
They have a pilot program out here, and they have people that are testing it in the pilot program. I
Right, right,
understand. I understand by that pilot it's not going that well.
right. Yeah.
Um,
I just wish that it would be that way, and that they would at least get the opinions, even if the union just does a meeting and puts out a poll on like what would you like to have on the new buses or what doesn't work on the current buses so that they could address issues and make it more convenient and safer for not just the operator but for the riding public also. I mean, who knows better than the ones that's actually using the equipment on a daily basis? So
they don't want our opinion.
I know. I see. I
They
see.
just don't want our opinion on it. Listen, as long as the union can somewhat say it works here,
Mhm. That's it.
that's it. Basically, was that you know what? But they don't really here. Like
Yeah.
I know on some of the express buses they're trying out a partition on the express buses here. It's not exactly how I would do it here because I've actually tried it on one of the buses that have a express bus 2488.
Well.
It's okay. It's not exactly what I would have done that way here
Right.
because you gotta also be able to sit in it and sit in comfortably.
Right.
It's more than just the visibility. It's what's comfortable to drive.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you get at least operators who use the tools every day and ask their opinions, you come up with a better product. Like one example with the enclosure that I showed for Beijing's bus, the back of the enclosure was clear. It was I guess whatever
Mm.
that material, plexiglass or whatever, was behind the operator. One of the operators in my post was like, he don't like that part. That's fine. You know that's his opinion. But I feel like he's like he doesn't like people looking over his shoulder. I just said that could be that's a valid point, but at the same time, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, that shouldn't matter. But more importantly, you can see them, not just they can see you. You can see them, and that's more of a safety issue for you. So if somebody's coming up behind you trying to do something dirty, you can pick that up. But
Okay,
again,
I would give you the same in this, with the new bus radio that we have here.
hmm
The bus radio doesn't work. It's very limited. It's 10 generations behind here, and it's where they put it. It's in view of the public.
right.
It's it's in view of the public. So that's like a shaming of us. That's like a
Mm.
shaming of us here because people will know those colors better than we do.
Right.
Right? That's like a shaming here, but they don't know what's going on.
Mm.
You know, and with this new supervisor regime where they're going to try to get rid of 26 posts along the system here, now you're going to have less dispatchers out there.
Hmm.
So now we're truly going to be on our own because that's what they want to do. They want to get rid of all the posts here and just make them mobile posts, which is bad news for us operators here because now we're truly on our own.
Mm. And so that, I mean, does that affect the safety of the public by doing that?
I think it's it phrases the safety of the public, our operators here,
Hmm.
okay? Because the public's going to take it out on the operator. Now they
Right.
really know that they don't have nobody here to help them.
Right.
And
Right.
the thing was these Eagle teams. Where are these Eagle teams in Southern Brooklyn? I don't see any.
That is a good
Eh,
question. Right.
the MTA went back a little while ago and saying, "Oh, these bus bulbs or these areas where all the buses here." Where? Tell me where that's done in Brooklyn here. I had
Yeah.
one. I had them once, and that was I think it was on an RDO here that I did it, or whatever it was, or on a change here. I got them once,
Mm. Yeah.
but we
That's
don't hear
that's
nothing here.
another issue. That kind of that's a good segue to this other subject. I didn't want to get into it just yet, but hold on. Let's talk about it because actually it's a good segue. So, and that is this right here: bus rear door boarding. So, according to the article that I read, at some point next year, 2026, when transit goes full omni, they plan on reintroducing the rear door entry because they say that at that point they'll be getting rid of all coins so they could get rid of the fare box, and that was the reason why they haven't done it so far. So now with that happening, they be able to again re-implement the rear door boarding because they have a way of keeping track of who can pay, who don't pay. So
Okay.
that leads me to what happens if they don't pay? Who's going to enforce that?
Well, it's supposed to be equal teams.
Right. It's
They're supposed to be
supposed to
increasing
be.
their exactly. But here's also the thing that I have here. Uh, a lot of them here, the Omnis, it's not working yet. And it was actually just at this last board meeting last week here. Oh, yeah, last week.
Hmm.
Um, there's an issue with one of the vendors here when it comes to Omni here, Cubic.
Okay.
They made it in here where there was an issue with Cubic and that they wanted to further the budget for next year because they just put out the budget for next year, which they vote next in December sometime,
Hmm.
whenever that meeting is going to be about the budget for next year. And one of them was for a contract so that they can do allow proof of payment for Omni. And one of the people on there says we abstained, or voted no on it because Cubic is not performing enough here to make Omni work seamlessly. On my
Mm,
express buses here, I don't know how many times that it takes somebody 10 times to tap on the express bus here just to get one payment.
mm.
So I don't. I would love to see how this is going to work. I really do. But then again, I guess how should I say this here? At the union's not going to say, "Oh, just let them ride." That's not my problem.
Mhm.
But
Right.
I mean, and
At
that's
least you
that's
got
the
at least
issue.
you got good passengers who keep trying, you know. I don't know how they will do that in Brooklyn where they that one tap is going to be enough whether they paid or not. They're going to keep it moving. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, everything the MTA does is backwards. But
Yeah.
that's beside the point. I mean,
So that's going to be
no,
interesting to see. But I think in a way it's going to it should make the route a little bit more faster if people could enter through the back door also. But again, the payment system of how they're going to track it and who pays and who doesn't pay. If the Eagle team's around, fine. But the majority of the time, they're not going to be. I don't. I don't really see them. Well, I don't. I'm not really out there anymore. But I don't really see them where it counts. You know, like in the busiest spots where people really don't pay, they're nowhere
I,
to be found.
honestly, if you ask me, okay, on Seminoles, well, do they do it on the 35?
Mm.
Do they do it on the 6? Do they do it on the 36? Do they do it on the 3? Do they do it on the 1? Um,
The
uh,
43.
the 43. When do we see it over here? But
Right.
these
I
are also
mean,
the ones that are worse than the system.
mhm. This
Um,
is where I feel like the union should come in and, you know, ask the operators either at a shop gate or something where the biggest problem spots are, so they can go to the police precincts or the whoever controls Eagle and inform them this is where we need you, this is where we don't need you. You know, just to make the system work. It's not working the way it is. You know.
you know what? That's what this election is coming up right now, which ballots are out right now on here, is holding our leaders accountable. Because you know what? We don't really see our leaders enough here to
Hmm.
understand what we're going through here. And you know
Hmm.
what? Let's put them back in the seat. You know what? But also here's half the issue also. Those that are in charge at the MTA, Mr. Critchlow, Mr.
Hmm.
Ferrero, who's the acting person of buses here, has never driven a bus. They've
Wow.
never driven a bus.
Right.
So I think it was a couple months ago. I actually challenged Mr. Critchlow. You know what? How about you go through what we go through the training that we go through and complete? You know what? Complete a shift on some of the worst bus lines in the Brooklyn here. Okay, or Manhattan or Queens, whatever, because it's all the same.
Yeah, ride the buses.
Ride the buses.
Yeah.
No, drive it behind the wheel. See,
Mm.
that's what they see. They can ride the buses all they want here until they see it from our perspective here. How is that going to work?
Mm.
You know, how is that going to work? Because they never actually see it. So I really wish they would take me up on my offer to come. You know, come and do the training here. You know, they keep putting in people into these positions here. Mr. Furrow, I know he came from Subways. Now they pointed him now
I
as
got you, Caesar.
the acting president of buses.
Hmm. Right.
Mm,
Hold on. Let me bring in Caesar. He could join the conversation with us. Hold on. What's good, Caesar? Uh, kind of
Hey,
dark.
what's going
Barely
on?
see
I'm actually on my way home. I'm driving, so
mm.
I
Yeah, be
can't
careful,
really.
man. Yeah, be careful. What's going on, Caesar?
Nothing much. Just hanging in there, man. Just campaigning, trying to get the message out that we need. more strength in the representation that we have, and that definitely a change that's needed. We
Right.
we uh, we at an all time low right now, and it's very disheartening. And I
It
want to do
is.
what I can
I
to
agree. Hmm.
I want to do it,
Uh-oh.
revitalize the belief once was had in the union. Right now Mike Quill is rolling over in his grave.
I
I
would agree
believe
with
that.
you, Caesar. I would absolutely 100% agree with you.
Mhm. So that's something that we try to stress. Like Whitaker said, the ballots are out. If make sure you get your ballots. Make sure you put your voting. You gotta, and then make sure you hold their feet to the fire before you vote them in. This is the best
I
time to ask them, what are your plans on certain
don't know
things?
what the hell happened.
You good? We still got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we hear you. So check your ballots. Make
Hello?
sure you got them. We got you, Caesar. We hear you.
I would, you know what, we as membership, we pay our dues here. We pay for a service that we aren't getting here. And it's not only our right, it's our duty to question those that are in office. If you don't like tough questions here, okay, whether it's in the depot, on the division level, on the union right here, if you don't like the tough questions, then get out of damn office.
Hmm.
Because you know what? I pay my dues money for a service that I'm not getting.
That.
You know what it is, Rob? Everybody wants to hold a bag, but they don't want the responsibility that's in the bag. You understand what I'm saying? They just want, for lack of better words, the shine that goes with it. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want the responsibility. The integrity level is at an all time low. There's no urgency to represent us in a proper fashion. If I'm fortunate enough to win this election, that'll be my priority. If I can't do it, or if my hands are being tied where they won't allow me to fulfill the obligation of the people, then I'm gonna let it be known, and I'm gonna let it be known why, and I'll step down. I'm not gonna go along to get along for nobody. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. It's not gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? And if if I'm honored with the privilege of representing the division, and if you, I don't care what your position is, if you 1, 2, 3, recording secretary, whatever you are, if you not fulfilling your responsibility to the members, you'll be pushing and pulling again. If you know what I mean by that.
Hmm. I mean, it's only right.
It's simple.
They vote you in and you don't do what you're supposed to do. All right, get out. Let somebody
You,
else in who's going to do the job.
I think half the problem here is they get into office and they become so pro
Huh?
management. I think they get into office and then it becomes so pro management here,
Mm,
and that's not what they put you there for.
right,
That's just the bottom line. That's not what they put you there for.
right.
You
That's a
know,
fine line when you dealing with management. You know,
Let me let me tell you something. Hold on for a minute.
when you dealing with management,
I'm
you
trying.
you
Is
can
this
still
right? Am
be.
I right?
We hear you. We hear you, Caesar. Hold on a second. When you dealing with
I
management,
think right
right? Hold
is
on,
that
Caesar.
okay?
One
Let's
second.
go with
1 second, Caesar.
politics on
Caesar,
on,
hold
on a
on.
large scale,
Can you,
right?
I'm
You
gonna
can
have to
understand the
hold on,
BS
Caesar.
because
Caesar.
they don't know the people that they're representing.
Hold on, hold
They
on. I got to mute him for a second because he doesn't hear me, and I'm trying to get my point across. Caesar, if you hear me, I'll unmute you in a second. But when you're dealing with management, right? You There's a fine line between sleeping in bed with them and being cordial, right? You have to be able to balance that because if you go too far, you're too friendly with them, you lose the the membership, right? They all of a sudden they're like, we can't mess with you. Whatever you're doing is strictly just for management and stuff like that. So you have to be able to walk that fine line, right? So I just wanted to get that across. Caesar's still talking. He doesn't even know that he's muted. But what do you say about that, Whitaker? Oh, why I don't hear you neither.
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't mute you.
Now,
There you
now,
go.
now, now, now I actually purposely muted myself so that you
Yeah,
guys could talk here.
yeah.
But the
Hold on,
thing here,
Caesar. Yeah,
um, the thing that they was here is first of all, you don't want to come off that way. Second of all, here is they forget to lose that they when they're in office here, they are equal to management.
right,
Okay, they're not sub management. Okay,
right,
they have to understand that they're one to one here.
right,
Okay, and as long as our leaders are not going to hold the MTA's feet to the fire here, okay, nothing's ever going to get done. Well, how do you do that here? Guess what? If we work by the rules here, if we work by the rules here, like we're supposed to do our pre-trips here, and and stop taking out buses that shouldn't go out here, okay, that would get their attention. Because guess what? Then they have to answer to their bosses and the public as to why this isn't working here.
right.
I'll give you the biggest thing here. On the B1 out of Brooklyn here, which is supposed to be an Arctic line. The scheduling is supposed to be an Arctic line here. 90% of the time here, there are no Arctics on it because all the Arctics are broken. Is that bad of depot management? No. Is that bad of union? Well, they got to fight back and say, you know what? We're not going to service this line until you give us Arctics that are working. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This isn't foul weather as they call it here. Okay.
Right,
There's no fight. There's really no fight because it's just laying over and rolling over for them. We
right.
need to fight back,
Yeah,
and and it, as I would say is here, question those that are running for office right now here because I have my particular favorites here. I know who I'm voting for. I think I'm just borderline on one race here,
mm-hmm,
but um, I want people that are going to be in this that are going to fight and that are going to stand up and say, you know what, what's wrong. I'm going to stand up, and
right,
guess what? I'm going to hold them accountable.
right. So Caesar, I had to apologize. I had to mute you because I needed to get that point across, and you just couldn't hear me trying to ask you to stop for a second. But whenever you're ready, you can unmute yourself and come back in and finish what you was the point you was trying to make. And for those that don't know, Caesar's actually running right now for a position in office. So if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat and ask him. He's here to answer them and speak his mind on certain things. So
Can you unmute him?
no, he has to unmute himself. I can mute him, but he has to unmute himself. I can ask him that he has to unmute him. So sorry, my phone's been. Yeah, Caesar, you got to unmute yourself so we can hear you.
Uh,
Isn't if Caesar can make it back on, then
you know
again the union is go ahead, Whitaker.
you know what? I would if it was me, I'd ask all those that are running for office here to come on and clearly state here their positions on everything. Even those for that are currently in office running for the new position. Okay, Mr. Armstrong here. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I will say this here. They're all good people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that here. They're all good people, but some of those are not leaders for me.
Okay.
If you roll over from management here, you're not a leader, and you're not going to turn around here and get my vote. Stick up and say, and
Hold on.
you know what, and stand up.
Yeah, Caesar, if you can't unmute, just go out and come back in. If you can't unmute it, all right, I'll bring you back up. I can't hear you. You still muted, so yeah. I don't know.
I mean, that's just here. I mean, just like like I said, I'm very active in the community. I'm very active in the union here. But right
Hmm.
now, I'm really dismayed with the union right now.
Right. I mean, everybody should be at this point. The unions
Because
just.
they're getting my money here. That's all they care about. They don't
Hmm.
care about me and what I need.
Right, and that needs to change. That the fact that that's happening like that, uh, that the union. I don't know. I don't. How many times we preach that on the show? They elected new officials to bring in the change for the culture, and it was fine for a couple of months, and all of a sudden, boom, right back to the usual, right? And so it's disheartening, like you said, to see the union in that position when they used to be such a strong union and fought for everything that we needed. Now it's just like they out for themselves, and I'm not speaking um, out of my neck. This is what people are telling me. You know, Caesar, if you can't unmute yourself, otherwise you have to go out and come back in. So I mean, the state of the union. What would you say the state of the union is instead of me giving my opinion
Right now,
right now? Right now,
it,
yeah.
it's a lot of those members here are very dismayed with the union. They want to know what they get there for their money for,
Hmm.
whether it's from the depot level to the division level to the union wide here. I think it's more of um, I think it's more of a party union these days and just taking their money. See, maybe he'll come back in a second.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I hear?
but um, but that's what it is. It's just more of a party union. And I know the recent post, that they approved these bills here. You know how many bills that they've been trying to get through for months and months and months and months and years and years and years. So yeah, they made it out of the state legislature. Doesn't mean they're going to get signed off. And if they
Right.
pocket veto, and if there's no if they Paco veto it, then they'll never see the end of the day.
Right. That there was a post on Facebook about some stuff that the union had got through with Kemp. Let me see. Caesar, can we hear you now? Are you still muted? You shouldn't be. Hello? Oh no, he's still muted. Mike is muted. Gotta send him a request to unmute. I sent you a request to unmute. Please be careful while you're driving. But the union is up. So
And I think that a lot of these what I hear is it's a tough job being in your
it is.
absolutely but you know what, you ran for the position here
Uh-huh.
and
We hear you, Caesar. We
oh
can hear
oh
you now. Okay, hello. Hello.
I'll take you. We
We
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Huh?
We can hear you now, Caesar. If you
See,
can
to
finish
me,
the.
it has to be a labor of love. It can't
Mhm.
be just that you just want the position. It has to be a labor of love. It has to be something that's in you. It has to be something that you're passionate about. And if you're not, the membership is definitely going to suffer, as we are right now.
Right.
I agree 100%.
Right. But what do you? I'm gonna ask both of you. You take turns in answering this. What do you think is the problem from the point where they get elected and everything is fine to
And a
all of a
lot of
sudden?
times, people get elected. It's not a popularity contest either. You understand what I'm saying? It's who's going to represent you the best. Who's going to put their heart into it? Who's going to stand up for what you need and for what you believe you deserve and for what is right. And a lot of times they coming in there with knee pads. They already on bending knee when they walk in the door. You understand what I'm saying? And it's crazy.
Mm.
It really is.
I would actually just see this that I saw Armstrong at my depot last week, and he was like with Lord Bailey. Obviously, there's a video about Lord Bailey going around online. People should go and make up their own minds here.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say this here. I don't have a problem with any of them. They're all good people here. But to turn around and say that, well, Bailey has a job to do too. Yes, but it's your job to fight back against him. And if you're his buddy, if you're his here, show me how you're not just rolling over for them.
Mm.
Show that to
And
me. Show that to
show
me.
that conflict of interest.
Well,
I heard this thing. I haven't seen it, huh?
it's just he's. It was at this barbecue. There's a video on of him barbecue with Richie Davis, um, Armstrong, and also Lloyd Bailey. Lloyd Bailey is the enemy of the union. You can be friends with him here, but you know what? Here, do me a favor here. Don't go off like as he pointed out in that video here. His good friend Lloyd Bailey. So, is that a contra? Is that would be a conflict of interest here? I would possibly say that as a member here, I don't want him representing me. If
Mm.
if Lloyd Bailey is his best friend here, prove to me that you're going to stand up for me. As it is in the sections and the division and union right here, we don't get representation. We're represented on paper.
Mm.
I would give you the biggest thing here, the biggest thing here, here. I'm fighting with the MTA over my dual employment, which is fine. They keep changing the the way it goes here. Okay, but I filed for my dual employment again in August. Okay, and they sat on it for months. Do you think my union would actually turn around and go, wait a minute here? Just because it's filed here that covers me? No, that's not necessarily true. Here, they should have turned around and caused hell to high water here to figure out what was going on with this here, because it protects me, the member here, for which I paid union dues for. So it's also like that. You know what? People need to know who we can trust.
Yeah.
And like you brought, they need to ask the tough questions. They come to your depot now over these next 2 weeks because they're running for office here. Here,
Mm-hmm.
I know my friend here, Caesar, will answer any question and every question here. Okay, and he's not afraid because he's a leader. He's going to stand up for what's right. I'd ask every one of those people that are going to run for these rest of these positions here, turn around and tell me what sets you apart out from your competition. Show me where you are a leader and that they are not. And don't turn around and tell me that it's a hard job. You ran for that position or running for that position here. Turn around and tell me what you're going to do for leadership.
And I would just add that for people that are voting, don't just vote for your friend. That don't
And
necessarily mean that they're right for the office. Vote for the
it is
right
a hard
person.
job, I could imagine. However, if you do for the challenge, you take on the responsibility. If you not do for the challenge, you leave the responsibility for somebody who is. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Absolutely.
don't be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. And if you get it, you need to be ready, willing, and able to give 100% of yourself 100% of the time.
Right. And it's
Because
almost
it's
a
not like
thankless job.
a child. A child didn't have a choice in the matter into coming into this world. You had a choice. You put yourself in a position for whatever reason, you sold yourself well enough for the members to believe enough in you to give you the opportunity, and then you take it all for granted and don't make the most of the opportunity that's presented to you. And that's crazy to me. You understand what I'm saying? That's a problem.
With all this
And God forbid somebody would say, "Oh my God, this is too much. It's overwhelming." You know what? I'm gonna step down because I'm not living up to the full potential of the job. So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna leave it to somebody who will. No, that's not the case. And then they fight hell and high water to maintain it, even after they know they don't deserve it anymore, or they're not living up to the expectations of the membership. They just want to keep it for whatever reason.
Right. I mean, with all this talk against the union, is there anything that we
You
can
know, you was
say at
hired
this
as a bus
point?
operator.
Oh,
Anything else that you might have, or the opportunity that might present itself, is gravy on the potatoes. It's not.
right.
You're a bus operator. For some reason, people get to a certain point, whereas they feel like performing the job that they was hired for is just something they don't want to do anymore, but they want to get paid.
All right. Like I was
That's
saying,
crazy.
with all of this talk on how the union is
That's nuts.
not good, is there anything that we could say at this point that they have done that is good for the members? Is there anything that we could say, or it's just completely gone to hell?
The union will always be a positive force. It's just a matter who you put in there here. Okay, so the union itself is good because the ideas of the union are good here. It's just the people that are running it right now here.
Mhm.
They don't like to hear the truth here, and we have a lot of new young blood here that can help, that want to learn. Okay,
Right.
I think
So,
they should. I think they should ask the questions. Listen, I'm not running for office. I am a shop steward here. Um, um, I asked them. They could turn around and come and ask me questions. They can ask Caesar questions. Guess what? You know what? I'm gonna tell them that I'm gonna tell them what the answer is. But then you know what? They should also contact their union rep here.
right.
But here's the thing: what I don't think people understand here, and those that are here that are in the union here is with your Weingarten rights here. If you feel like you're a union rep that is not being representative of you here, invoke your Weingarten rights and ask them for a representative of your choice here.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
that's what people don't understand here. You can invoke your Weingarten rights. I don't want this person represented because he doesn't have he doesn't have
My best
um,
interest.
my best interest in heart.
Right. Mm.
I would encourage members here. Guess what? That just look at what happened with Gleason over the summertime here. We should turn around. You know what? For those that are not going to be represented of the union here, guess what? Let's start having recalls in elections. Let's start sending that message out. You know what? Here, if you're not going to do your job, you should be recalled. I'd endorse that 100%. And guess what? I would endorse that even if I was in office.
Yeah.
But you know what the
Uh,
problem with that is? You know, you need a certain amount of people to stand up and a certain amount of people to let it be known that this is what they're doing. So if it doesn't work out in the way that you would think it would, now you fear persecution for standing up and letting yourself be known. And for too many times there's retribution that comes down in petty ways, like you don't get this, you don't get that. You understand what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And that's why people are apprehensive to stand up and say, listen, I'm not getting what I deserve. You're in a position that you don't deserve, and I think be removed or whatever the case may be. Now, if it doesn't go in that direction, then you say, wait a minute, now this person knows how I feel, and now I'm left hanging out to dry, and they backdoor me in a variety of different ways
Yep.
that just allow me to get everything that I should get. Because there's pettiness and vindictiveness all around. And that's why people won't do what you just said they should do.
Guess what? Then we need to start bringing them up on charges because that's the other way to do this here. Start bringing it. Listen, if your failure to represent your issue here and they don't do it here, guess what? Let them start defending themselves in front of the e-board or bring it up. Guess what?
In front of what?
The e-board.
In front of what?
I know. I get. So I understand that they're bought and paid for anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's the process, right? You have to go through the process. So
Exactly.
listen, guys, I appreciate you coming on. I got some things that I have to discuss that doesn't
That's like the
really,
funniest thing you said
you
all
know.
night.
So again, you guys could join me again next week if you want. But I'm gonna have to let you guys go right now. I have some stuff I have to
Yeah,
cover
well, you
before we
know,
go.
like I said, in my opinion, the fact
Absolutely.
is tarnished to say the least. And
Yeah, I don't know if he
given
hears me.
the opportunity, I'll do the best I can to restore the faith in it. If anybody puts their faith in me, I'll definitely earn their trust.
Right.
However, it is, and you got to have the right people in place that's willing to put their hard hats on and build.
All right. We got you,
And
Caesar. I
and
gotta let you go. I gotta let you guys go because I have some
I
stuff
don't
I have to
know.
do. So listen, I appreciate you guys coming on. Again, same thing next week. I'll put the link in. You guys want to join in, you can. But right now, I got some stuff I have to do.
And
So
then how do
thank
you
you
think
guys.
we're gonna do this
Thank you
contract time?
guys. Thank you guys for coming out and joining
Thank
me.
you.
And
Huh?
I'll catch you guys there. I have some stuff I have to do. So you
Rob,
guys, I gotta let you guys go. You heard me,
can you
Caesar? I
hear
don't
me?
think Caesar can hear me. So Rob, appreciate you joining. Caesar, appreciate you joining. I got some stuff I have to cover. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you want to join me again next week, I appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll catch you later, guys. Peace. Last words, Rob, Ruka. Last words.
I would just say you guys have a very good platform and that people need to start speaking up their minds.
Yeah, I wish they
Are
come
you
on more.
confident with what we have in place now going into contract negotiations?
Caesar, we gotta go. I gotta let you guys go. You can bring that up next week, Rob,
Hello?
if you feel like. I don't think he hears me. Rob Whitaker, catch you next week, all right? If you come on. Appreciate you. Later. Um, Caesar. Oh, what happened to Caesar? Caesar, I'll catch you next week if you want to come on again. I got some stuff I have to do, so I have to let you go. Hello? Do you hear me? I don't want to cut him off, y'all. Can you hear me? I want to give him his last, at least the last. Can you hear me, Caesar? I don't think Caesar can hear me. Um, hello? All right, I think he's gone. So, Caesar, I'll catch you next week. I apologize. I don't think you heard me. I tried to give you uh, a way out before. I didn't want to just, it's like basically hanging up on him, right? I didn't want to do that. So, all right, guys, I apologize to my guests for that. You know, had to cut them off like that. But I didn't want to end it on just talking bad about the union. So yeah, I don't think so either. So I hope he watches it over and see that I didn't just cut him off. But you guys are my witnesses. I try to give him a way to bow out gracefully. But again, like I said, I wanted to get to something that I didn't want to end it on like such a negative note. And so I wanted to uh end on something very positive. And that is the fact that one of our members um from Gleason, who just happened to be retired, uh, has come out, and I'm speaking about none other than Brian Gaffey, um, a retired Gleason member, who has come out with his own book. I think this might be a second one. I'm not sure, but and I wanted to post it on here because you know I like to support our peoples, and his book is something that's it's a big accomplishment for us. So if you can, I will post the link in the comments so that you can actually grab it. But I think it should be celebrated because come on, how many people has written a book? What the hell is the link? This is it. The link looks a little long. I wish they had a shorter link for it. But I'm gonna post it in the comments. So if you can, he will be having a book signing, I believe, next month. Um, did it go through? Hold on. Let me see if it went through. Might be a little long. But yeah. So Brian Gaffey, by his design is the name of the book. You can get it on Amazon. If the link don't pop up now, it will pop up in a little bit. I'll make sure that I'll put it in the description on the YouTube channel so that you can get your book. He will be having a sign up. I don't have the information on a day and a time, but it will be next month where you could go and visit with your book to have him sign it. I'm gonna try to be there myself, but I think that everybody should be celebrating this. From Jackie Gleason, retired, got his own book out. I think that is a huge, huge accomplishment. I'm very proud of Brian for doing this. It's not easy. I'm in the process of writing a book myself, and it's not easy, trust me. So for him to have it out and to get published is a huge, huge, huge thing. And again, I think we should be all celebrating that. And before we go, you can do your boy a favor. What is it? One commercial before we go, and then we're gonna end the show. And that is, just real quick. Hold on, check this out, y'all. Where is it? Come on. Why is it not showing? There we go. Sign up. You could subscribe to my channel. I don't know why it's not. The video's not showing. It's supposed to be a video. Oh, did I put it up here? There we go. My bad. That's why. Yeah. Let me take this down because it's not the right thing to do. I'm gonna go back. Try it another time. There we go. I'm sorry. I'm pressing the wrong shit here. All right, never mind. It's not working. So you can go sign up for my YouTube channel, ER Entertainment Review. Subscribe. I need some subscribers over there. Hey, listen. Thank you to my guests, Whitaker, Caesar. Caesar, I'm sorry for the technical issues going back and forth. I don't think you could hear when we were speaking. So at one point I had to mute you so I could get my point across. But I tried to unmute you, but it wouldn't work. And then you had to come back, and then I don't think you could hear the ending when I was trying to exit you guys. So hey, everybody who's watching, I appreciate the time that you took to watch this. You didn't have to be here. You could have been anywhere in the world. And hopefully Brooklyn Peter come back next week and we get it running a little bit smoother. So for Brooklyn Pete, I'm your boy Blunt. That's the end of our show. And fuck them if they can't take a joke. Peace. Oh, I almost forgot. Where is it? See? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't even know where's that. I lost the ending to the show, guys. Y'all know where the end? Oh, that's because I'm on a gosh. Later, y'all.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.